Okay, so we're gonna make some goat cheese today. The first thing we're gonna need is our lemons, and I've got 2 lemons, and I've got a quart of my goat's milk. I'm gonna put chives in for seasoning. I'm gonna put salt in for seasoning, and then I've got white distilled vinegar, 1 ounce, which I've placed in here. We want to get the juice out of the lemons, 2 of them. This makes it pretty easy. Sometimes I feel like that lemon. Little Ziggy, he's running around. My little doggy. Goat cheese. You can put anything you want in it to season it with. You can put in anything, really. Dill. You can put in parsley. I'm putting in chives and some salt. All right, I've got the lemons done. Now the next thing, I'm just gonna cut up my chives. Put in however much you want. Just kind of getting it ready. I love chives. I like them in anything. Except for maybe ice cream. I never watched anybody make goat cheese or anything like that, so I've kind of had to learn it by looking up videos online. Everything goes into the compost pile. Okay, so we have our 1 ounce of vinegar, we have our lemon juice out of 2 lemons, and we've got our chives, and then I'm going to use salt to flavor it too. You can use any kind of salt you want. This just happens to be this pink salt. Okay, so now we're going to get our pan inside of our other pan full of hot water. We're making a double boiler. We're going to get our goat milk. We're going to pour it inside. And we're going to heat this up to 185 degrees. Use your thermometer for this. We're going to heat this to 185, and we're going to continuously stir it while we're heating it. Okay, so you can see, I don't know if you can see on the video, but the milk is starting to steam up. It's almost where we want it to be. We don't want it to boil. It's almost at 100. It's almost at 180 degrees. We want to get it to 85, 185. Just keep stirring because you want that heat evenly distributed through all the milk. It's steaming pretty good. But it's not boiling. This is where it's really good that you have that double boiler thing set up with your 2 pots, because this would be so easy to scorch the bottom of the pan and your milk. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, just about got it. Now what you want to do is pour in, turn it off. We're done. We've got it to the temperature. And now we're going to want to pour in our lemon juice. Give it a couple of little stirs. Mix it in. And now we want to stir in our 1 ounce of vinegar. And this is what's going to cause the reaction that's going to separate your curds and whey. You can already start to see it on the spoon. It's the acid that's doing the work. I've just removed it out of the hot water, just kind of sat it there. It looks like it's levitating, but I set it on the edge of the thing here to let it stop cooking. Right now it's creating that curd stuff. Now I'm letting that sit there for 10 minutes off of that hot water and let those acids do the work on the pot. While it's doing that, I'm going to get my chives. I'm going to, or you can get whatever herbs you're going to get. I'm going to add my salt to it. So now I've got my pot, and I'm just gonna slowly pour it into the cheesecloth. And let that drain. We're separating the whey from the curds. It's just been a couple of minutes, not even that long, maybe a minute, and it's drained pretty good so far. You can see it's separated. It's starting to resemble something that looks like cheese. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do this one-handed, but I'm going to move that over here to my bowl, and I'm going to dump it into the bowl. Once it's in the bowl, all I'm going to do is stir this around, mix it up with the spices that I wanted to use. In my case, it was chives and some salt. Okay. Once it's nice and mixed up, I'm going to put it back in this cheesecloth here. Okay, I've got it put back into the cheesecloth. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my wooden spoon across here. And I'm just going to kind of like tie it around the spoon. It doesn't have to be, you know, an unbreakable knot. I'm not very good at knots. Anyway. Now, I think I missed a little section here. I'll just tie that up right here. How about that? Okay, now we have our cheese inside the cheesecloth tied around our spoon. And what we'll do is let the weight of the cheese drain itself. When that is finished, we'll take it out of the cheesecloth when it's done dripping, and we'll refrigerate it and eat it. And there it sits. Okay, I've taken my cheese out of the cheesecloth and I've put it into one of our coffee cups here, lined with parchment paper, and I'm going to press it. So I've got this coffee cup and I've got this Yeti cup that will fit down in there to help press. There's probably a way better way to do it, but that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to put parchment paper on the top too. I'm just going to press it real good. I have removed it from the coffee cup, which is a pretty awesome coffee cup, I might say. And I've put it on a little plate. And now all we have to do is refrigerate it so it gets good and hard and chilled and cold. And then we eat it. Yay!